Right, I think we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been quite a few days since I did a live stream. I've been away at UK Games Expo, so please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. And I've just realised I haven't resized the chat window since the last live stream. But anyway, if you can hear me and see me, excellent. Star Wars Outer Rim expansion set. Original game came out in 2019, and the biggest criticism of the game when it came out is that there wasn't enough content. Finally, we've got an expansion 3 years later. Now, I have spoken to people in the know, and apparently there was an expansion planned, but you know how these things work. Sometimes things don't work out. Right, anyway, we have an expansion. I love Star Wars Outer Rim far more than the game deserves. I do think it's a great game. I love playing it. It is a bit long, and it is a bit random, but I just love it. I think it's fantastic. So, what is in the expansion? We're going to be going through it today. We're going to be having a look. We have 2 sheets of punchboard, well, 1.5 sheets of punchboard. We have a lot of cards. I believe it doubles the number of encounter cards in the game, which, as I say, was the biggest criticism. We have some plastic stands. We have some more dice. I don't know why we need more dice. But we also have, hidden under this thing, we have some ships as well. So, let's go through what we've got. First, let's move that out of the way. Let's have a look at the punchboards, and let's see what new playable characters we have. There we go. So these are, I believe, the new playable characters. 8 character standees with 8 plastic stands. And I don't know why you get the plastic stands, because surely you've got enough plastic stands from the original game. Right, now, all of you Star Wars fans will know what these characters are, but let me know if you don't know them. So we have, in the top left, we have Hera Syndulla. That's that one. Then we have, man with goggles, Hondo Onoka. I don't know half of these characters. We have Maz Kanata, who I think is from episode 7, I think. We have Chewbacca, who should have been in the original. But anyway, we have Chewbacca. We have Cad Bane. There's this one here. Then we have Enfys Nest. Never heard of them. Dengar there, and I think I've missed one. Yes, I've missed one. Black Krursantan, who looks like a Wookiee as well. So they are the new playable characters in the game. It's so you can put the stands on and the pieces and not have to remove them each time. Very good, Kabuki Kid. Yeah, because with these plastic stands, which are really good, if you do keep removing them and putting them back in, you might wear them out. So yeah, the idea is you take these out. Let's do one now. Enfys Nest is in Solo. See, I've watched Solo a couple of times. I quite liked it. Is he in Solo? Oh yeah, I remember now. So yeah, you take them out, put them in the stand, and then you don't need to keep taking it out of the stand. It's in there then permanently. Excellent, right. So they're the new playable characters that you've got with the game. 8 is quite a lot. Normally expansions for games include like a few more, but 8 new characters is a lot of new characters. Now, the other thing you may notice on here is these. Now, these may have just punched out very easily because I already punched these out. I got very excited when I opened it at UK Games Expo and I opened them up. But if you don't know the original game, you won't know what these are. But they go that way around. But you've got the arc where all of the star systems line up, and then at the ends, these replace the current endpoints. So basically, you have core systems now, and there are 2 ways to get to the core systems, there and there. So these are at the end of the arc. The patrols still start out at the edges, just like normal, but you have this new thing here. So these replace the current end pieces. What else do we have? We have some new contacts. So I can't remember what the colours are in the original game, but we have new orange contacts now. Yeah, okay. And what it says in the rules is contact tokens. Orange contact tokens provide a range of iconic characters that players can recruit as crew or hunt as bounties, which is similar to the contacts from the original game, I think. An orange contact token is placed on each planet during setup, and players can encounter such tokens. Ah, right, so the contact tokens from the original game, which is the yellow, green, blue, maybe? I don't know. They don't go on the planets, do they? They go nearby, whereas these actually go on the planets themselves. I've not read the rules for this yet, but I'm assuming they work in a similar way. Anyway, we've got new contacts. So The next thing to look at are the new ships. So we have some new ships. Yes, Adam, we could have a very small map with just those two together. Okay, so let us know if you recognise these ships from the Star Wars universe. Just realised the board is not the table's not completely straight. There we go. That's a bit straighter. So we have the VCX 100 light freighter. I don't know where that's from. And then Ghost. So whose ship is that? Whose ship is Ghost? So the VCX 100 light freighter, and then it upgrades to Ghost. We have the Edgehawk class swoop carrier, and that upgrades to Erie. We have the YT 2400 light freighter. Now I recognise that. I've seen that in certain things. That upgrades to Outrider. We have the Aussie truck anti-slaver gunship. Upgrades to Scourge, and we have the Jumpmaster. Oh, we got more. Jumpmaster 5000. Upgrades to Punishing 1, and we have the Rogue class Porax 38 Starfighter. So yeah, Xanadu Blood. So lots of extra stuff in the game. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 new ships in the game. I can't remember how many you got in the original game, but yeah, 6 new ships. The rest of it is cards. So there are 2 big decks of cards, and as I mentioned, this doubles the number of encounters in the original game. So that was the biggest criticism of the game. It's not a criticism which I had, but everybody else seemed to have, that they just ran out of content. Now, I played the game probably 5 or 6 times. I didn't run out of content, and it's not one of those games where, I don't know. I disagreed with what most people's opinion on this game was about running out of content. For me, there was enough content. I was happy with the amount of content. Sure, if you play it repeatedly, you're going to get the same cards coming out, but it's not like it's not like a campaign game where, oh, we've seen that card before, so I'm now bored of that card. Yeah. But anyway, they've addressed all of that criticism. They've given lots more encounter cards for lots more things to happen. We have lots more nav point cards as well. Yeah, so look at this. This is a huge amount more. Now, these are the new ones. These are the Core Worlds ones. So you get these when you go to the Core World. So there's quite a few of them. Yeah, more. We've got some extra cards to shuffle in to the data bank. What have we got here? We've got some player turns. Oh, these are for the AIs. So we'll come to the solo rules in a minute. But we got a whole bunch of extra cards for the solo mode. What have we got here? More cards for the data bank to fill in the slots that we were missing before. Okay, we've got some more ships. They are the ships that we've covered already. And we just got generally more of these cards, more things to find and more variability. Okay, now, if we just go through the stuff in the rulebook. Let's just zoom in a little bit. And let's go through what we've got. So we've got 6 ships, 91 new encounter cards, 45 market cards, 52 data bank cards, 21 AI cards. We'll get to them in a minute. 8 character standees, ambition sheets. I'll show you them in a minute as well. Right. So what it says is the expansion contains new character cards, new encounter cards, and one of them gets replaced. So I don't know what was wrong with the original Takadana. But you'd replace that. New market cards and data bank cards. They literally just get shuffled in to provide you more variability. The 2 optional things that you can add in are the core worlds, as I've mentioned. You get the new end pieces, which go here, and that allows you to get to the core worlds. The jobs in the game have 2 resolution cards in the data bank. You've also, there's a whole bunch of rules about the core worlds. So contact tokens. So yeah, contact tokens, as I mentioned, are these new orange ones. You can get contacts for player characters, player bounties, etc., etc. There are also multiplayer jobs. So this is interesting, but some of the jobs from this expansion actually require 2 players to work together to complete them. So that's interesting. That is different. What else have we got? Contact icons, rotating assets. I'll have a look at them later on. So optional rules. Right, so the 2 optional rules are favours and ambitions. So favours increases the amount of player interaction in the game. Basically, just before you're about to roll dice, or in fact, any time in the game except just after dice are rolled, you can ask for a favour from another player. And there are 4 different types of favours you can ask for. Getting you extra dice or borrowing skills that they have, etc, etc. If you agree to a favour, then what you do is you get a debt token. So you get these debt tokens, and it basically increases the amount of player interaction with other people being able to help you out if they want to. And then you can negotiate with them around the debt token. So that looks quite interesting, because the player interaction in the original game I really liked. It was if you had a particular job and you required certain skills, and you didn't have all of those skills, but another player had a character on their ship with those skills, you could either go to them and trade with them, or you could actually attack them and try and steal that crew member. So that was quite clever, but they've increased the amount of player interaction with this. The other thing that's new and optional is these ambition cards. So I didn't cover these when I looked at them, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ambition cards in the game. Now these are optional, and it does say that the game will be longer with these. Now the game was already a little bit too long, but it recommends that you reduce the amount of fame that you need if you're going to play with these ambition cards. Now I've not actually read much about these, so I'm going to read it now. So ambitions provide each player with a path to cementing their place as the most famous being in the Outer Rim. When playing with ambitions, a player no longer wins just by gaining the requisite number of fame. You must also complete a series of goals to win the game. So you get one of these ambition cards, setup instructions at the top, and then you've got the goal overview here, followed by abilities. So it gives you abilities that you can use during the game, and then the actual goals are printed here. And then you've got a progress tracker which you put on here to track which of these you're done. Now I'm not sure what the symbols mean. Dash can be completed at any time. Infinity, ongoing goals that are only complete when their criteria is met. And that icon is the fame symbol. It's a final goal, can only be completed after you have a certain amount of fame, and you've completed all of the other ones. Right, so yeah, so that's quite cool. These look nice. We'll have to see if we're going to use these or not. Now, the solo game has been boosted quite a bit. Now, I quite liked the solo game for this, and I have covered it on the channel before. But the solo game, you've now got some options. Where does it say? It says somewhere. Yeah, so the single player mode, you now have the option to compete against bounty hunter characters, and by adding a special AI card for each character, so that each opponent poses his own unique challenge. And that was these cards. So you've now got the player turn. So when you're playing a solo game, this is new player turn. But you now have all of these. So yeah, you've got different cards for each of the different characters. I'm not sure why some of them are purple and some of them are red, but yeah, so it's different. Whichever character you choose to play against, there will be slightly tweaked rules for that particular character. But yeah, the solo rules, as you can see here, it's these 2 pages, so there's quite a bit extra, and these 2 pages as well. So it looks like the solo game has been given quite a bit of a boost. But that's it. That is what you get in the box. Now, I will be doing a playthrough video of this on Friday. So if you are interested, then on Friday afternoon, Arthur and Peter are coming round, and we're going to be doing a relearning game in the afternoon. That will be for Patreon supporters only. So it will basically be the 3 of us. I don't know if either of those 2 have played it before, but it'll be me relearning the game, and we'll be doing a practice game in the afternoon. That's the plan for the afternoon. That will be streamed to Patreon supporters. And then in the evening at 7:30 UK time, we'll be doing a public playthrough of the game, which will be more of a playthrough. But the afternoon session is basically, as I say, is us learning how to play. So, as I mentioned at the start, one of my favourite games. Well, I don't know where it fits. If I was to do it's probably not in my top 10 of all time, but there's something special about the game that I quite like, despite, as I say, it does go on quite long and it does feel a bit random and it's got lots of dice rolling in it. But I do like it. I do like a lot of the core mechanisms in the game. And it definitely feels very, very thematic to the Star Wars universe. So yes, 7:30 this Friday, there will be a playthrough video. Now, none of these videos are sponsored, so if you do enjoy this video and you enjoy the content that I create and you want to help support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/gamingrules. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video, but Friday's not sponsored as well. So basically, I've taken the day off work to spend the day relearning how to play this, and then doing a video in the evening, and none of that's paid for. So it's all funded through Patreon. Big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel, and yeah, helping me to carry on creating content. It does help when I'm very excited about the content, which I am about this one. So yeah, that's happening on Friday. Mark says he's hoping to play this again at GridCon. Yes. I wonder how many people stopped playing this game because of lack of content. I know I didn't, who are going to get it out again now. So yeah, be interesting to see. And yeah, we're all done. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody for joining in. I will see you all later in the week for some more videos. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.